Welcome to this edition of Weekend Review. I'm Marlon Paley, along with the team. Over on the other side is Mackenzie Campbell, and next to her we have Brianna Neely, and you already know Jay Hughes because he's been able to join us for a few programs. You're going to get to know him better today, and of course, Ganem Hanna is back with us from being on an assignment. We're going to talk about all things that pertain to Jesus soon coming today. We're going to talk about programming. We're going to talk about the news. But first of all, let's start with the verse of the day. Jay, what do you have to share with us? Where is it found?
Well, Marlon, I wanted to pick out this season. It always reminds me of Thanksgiving, giving thanks back to God for what He does. But the verse of the day today is related to that because it's a gift that we give every day on LLBN, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year, which is the gospel. And only with our partners can we make that happen. And so this text is dear because it talks about how soon Christ will come. In response to the question the disciples asked Christ was, when will we know? When will we know you will come? In Matthew 24:14, it says, and this gospel of the kingdom will be preached in all the world as a witness to all nations, and then the end will come. And that's why I picked it out, because it's we see around us the signs, Marlon.
And that's really what the ministry of the Loma Linda Broadcasting is all about, Ganem.
Well, Marlon, that's exactly right. If I can call them the disciples of LLBN, are constantly at work to share the good news of Jesus throughout multiple networks. That's why we do it. Whether it's the Latino channel and the folks who are involved in that channel, or the Southern Asia channel, or the Korean channel, or the Arabic. And we have the 3 English networks. All the people who work on these networks have one common goal: to share the good news of Jesus and to give hope to humanity, a hope that seems to be diminishing in these days, which seems to be by itself some kind of a sign of those last days.
Amen.
A lot of evil happening. People, if disagree with you, they want to get up and kill you. If people don't believe in one political group, they want to destroy the other. It just seems to be so much evil going on. And to make it worse, media makes us believe that's our entire world is evil. Mm-hmm. While in reality, there is goodness, there is God, there is the Holy Spirit. Because, wow, if the Holy Spirit was not present and the presence of God, this planet Earth would be on fire. Mm-hmm. That day and that hour will come. Mm-hmm. But it seems like we're building up toward that direction. Yep. It's getting closer and closer. In my whole lifetime, I've been not as a fighter, but I lived through many wars overseas. And the Lord always had His hands on us. I've seen the world changing, but I'm seeing evil is increasing as well. And evil being put more in the spotlight than...
As a positive thing.
Right. Mm-hmm. And it's all, Satan is smart. He's clever. He was an angel of heaven. He still has powers that's very deceiving. He's the master deceiver, and wants everyone to believe this is the norm, this is the way things are. But do not be fooled. The days of Jesus' return is getting closer. Mm-hmm. And the master deceptor is trying to mask all that through Hollywood and bad news and killings and other things. So we have Jesus to share, and that's our ministry here at LLBN, to share the good news of Jesus, because, wow, how could we not share it? It's such a joy. It gives us such hope. It gives us such quality in life to live, to give us hope to live for things. And without it, we'll be running on empty, and that's our job. We want to share that Jesus, that sweet God who has the absolute power to destroy should He choose to. But He's putting things on pause and saying, no, I love you. I'm not going to destroy you. Just come to me. And we want to give that opportunity to every woman, man, child throughout the universe of this earth through the airways of LLBN. And we thank God for the viewers who supported us for 20 years
Amen.
to keep the good word of Jesus throughout the world. And hope we continue doing that, because that time is getting short. And there will be a time, I'm convinced in my heart, we will not have this freedom to speak of the gospel on the airways.
Well, I remember when I was growing up, the television, the radio, the media that was available at that time, it was all about the celebration of life.
Okay.
If we look at the TV programs and the culture of the world as we know it, it almost is a celebration of death. And that's what Lucifer is all about, the celebration of death through spiritualism that is being promoted on the media and through television. And, this is a kind of respite from all that. We offer television that is celebrating life and freedom from the bondage of death and the bondage of what spiritualism puts people under. And that's why we're involved in this commission. And Brianna, you're involved in LLBN for much of the same reasons, aren't you?
Yes, Marlon.
Tell us about that.
Well, I just really appreciate LLBN's ability to reach people worldwide. I think that was something that I was inspired by when I first came to this company, just seeing how people are touched and hearing testimonies, even of viewers who hear things like Bible apps. And I think it's great that there are people out there who are watching and they're listening and they're hearing the message.
And what's your position, Mackenzie?
I am the general manager of Smart Lifestyle TV, but like Brianna, before I came, I prayed into God and I said, I want to be in the TV industry, but I also want to minister for you. And he led me here, which is pretty cool. And so LLBN is pretty special in the way that not only does it reach, the U.S., but it also reaches different parts of the world. So.
And the uniqueness of LLBN is not just sharing the health message. We're sharing Jesus' best qualities when he was on earth. He healed and he ministered. And we're sharing both of these elements with our viewers. We're providing the health message along with the spiritual message, which really, once again, it reflects the mighty God that we serve, that when he came in with leaving his kingdom behind, he came in to heal those who are in pain, whether physically or spiritually. That was his love for humanity, and that's what we want to continue sharing with the world.
So let's hear about the health message through the programs that we feature on Smart Lifestyle program is. What program do you want to share with us?
Sure.
today?
So the program I want to share today is called The Whole Message. And this is his name. The host of the program is called Chef Mark Anthony. And he cooks vegan food, which is pretty cool. That's kind of a health trend these days, is to go vegan. And he not only makes it delicious, obviously, but he also makes it easy to make. So that's something I've been looking for recently, because I want something that's quick and easy to make. And he also talks about today's health trends, so vegan being one of them. But he also talks about the pros and cons to some of these health trends. So it's an informative show, and if you're looking for something to make in the kitchen that's healthy and new, that's something that you can turn to. And you can, in the near future, find this on our website. Within the next couple of weeks, we're going to have all those videos on our website. But for now, if you want to watch them, you can also obviously see when it airs by looking at our schedule. But we also have a new YouTube channel that has all those videos there as well.
And we also have brand new programming. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we have a new program, I believe coming early 2018 to his word, and it is a half testimony, half Bible study program talking about what God is doing in people's lives. And it not only features testimonies from people in the ministry, but also lay people. And it's an encouraging show to the viewers, and that's the purpose of this show. And it's also talking about Christ's Great Commission, which first is to abide in us, but also to work through us.
Well, it's time now to take a look at what's been going on in the world, and Brianna is here with a report on, what are we talking about, Brianna?
We're talking about New York, the terror attack that took place Tuesday, October 31st. A man drove into a bike path and he was hitting cyclists, pedestrians, and he actually killed 8 people and injured 12. And among the people killed were 5 Argentinian men celebrating their high school reunion in New York, a Belgian woman, a mother, 31 years old, and 2 young American men. And the driver left a note in the vehicle saying that this was done on behalf of ISIS. But he was apprehended by the police, and he will be standing trial for what he did.
One of the groups that practices the celebration of death. And you know, Jesus is coming soon, and all of that is going to be ended. There'll be no more tears, no more pain, no more suffering. And we look forward to that day. Jay, it's very important that this ministry continue. How can people help us?
Yes, I'm glad you asked me, Marlon. Today I want to talk about the IRA charitable rollover. It's a gift you can make if you're 70 and a half years of age or older. It can be directly, if you make it directly from your IRA to LLBN, then there's no tax consideration. And if you haven't done your required minimum distribution, I would ask any of those who are watching to prayerfully consider making a contribution to LLBN at this time. And also those who've already made their RMDs can still make those up to $100,000, Marlon. So it's really a wonderful program.
If people need more information, they can call you
Please,
directly?
yes. Call me directly before you do any action, because I'll guide you through the process.
Yeah, so great. Thank you for offering that.
Absolutely.
Brianna has some information on a really great weekend at La Sierra University. Tell us about that, Brianna.
Yes, it's the 9th Annual Archaeology Discovery Weekend at La Sierra University, and it is November 12th and 11th and 12th. And the title is Herod the Great, Scoundrel, Survivor, and Genius. And you'll be able to find out some really cool information about Herod. We were talking about it earlier. He was a very, very interesting man with a lot of complexities to him. And you'll be able to do fun, interactive things, hear from different speakers from different schools. It'll be a really awesome activity.
Time now for cards and letters, and Mackenzie is here to share your words with the world and with us here on Week in Review. Mackenzie.
Yep, so we have the first one that's from Sterling from New York City, New York. And they say, this is sent to thank you for the work and ministry of LLBN, lighting lives, blessing nations. I'm especially blessed by the program Searching for Answers with Dr. John Jones and the crew. What an inspiration. Please find enclosed my 2 meager gifts sent through with prayers and very warm wishes. And of course, we thank him for that gift. It doesn't matter if it's small or large, we appreciate everything that we get.
Time for one more.
One more. From Judith, Chesterfield, Virginia. Enclosed is a donation to help with your broadcasting expenses. We love the sacred music you play. Our favorites are the Gathering Place and the Heritage Singers.
Well, thank you for your cards and letters. We always love to hear from you, so get your pen and paper and start writing. And maybe your letter would be shared with the world here at the LLBN. Well, just a few seconds left, Ganem. I'm going to give you the last word. Anything that you'd like to tell us?
Just we all should give our glory and praises to God at all times, because he has done so much for all of us, and I think we should acknowledge him worldwide, wherever we go, in every setting that we are in.
Don't forget to tell someone you love about LLBN. You can see it online, you can see it on satellite, and you can see it on Roku. You can see it all the time. Speaking of time, we're all out of it, so we'll see you next time right here on the Loma Linda Broadcasting Network.